Fearless, here's everything you need to know this rush hour of May 24, Friday. I'm Riza Diaz. We begin today's rush with Peter Advincula, alias Bikoy, retracting his previous statements tagging the Dutertes and some allies to the illegal drug trade. Now he moves on to pinning the whole Ang Totoong Narco List series to the opposition. And if before Malacanang thinks Advincula is just talking nonsense, well, now it seems his claims will be investigated. And not only that, he's also being offered legal aid by the Solicitor General. Roy Sasnagit has more on this story.
For Duterte siblings Davao City Mayor Sara and Congressman-elect Paulo, there was nothing surprising about the recantation of Peter Jomel Advincula, also known as Bikoy. On Thursday, Bikoy surrendered to the PNP and backtracked his claims in a video series entitled Ang Totoong Narco List, where he linked the first family to the illegal drug trade. Bikoy also revealed that opposition figures masterminded the viral videos after previously claiming otherwise. In a statement, Inday Sara described Bikoy as a scam created by a disorganized group opposing the Duterte administration. In a separate statement, Paulo said that from the very start, it was clear that the Bikoy videos were fabricated to destroy their family's name and reputation. And now that many names have surfaced, Paulo says a proper investigation is in order. Senator-elect Bongo, who was also tagged in Bikoy's narcolist videos, was also unsurprised by Advincula's backpedaling. Go says he has already forgiven Bikoy and that it is now up to the authorities to hold him accountable. Meanwhile, Elizalde Co, owner of the Misibis Bay Hotel and Resort in Albay, says he will pursue charges against Bikoy for tarnishing his name as well as the reputation of his business. Co is seeking 1.1 billion pesos in damages from Bikoy as well as from YouTube and Facebook, the platforms where Advincula's videos were primarily shared. Malacanang meanwhile says it will just wait for the PNP to conclude its investigation into Bikoy's claims.
The latest on Bikoy, his confession and revelations, if I may describe that, I think is the onset of unmasking the truth behind the Ang Totoong Narco List video, which we said before as black propaganda intended to discredit the president and his family. He has to submit proof.
So hindi pa po
He
kayo...
mentions many conversations. Prove to us.
Panelo also responded to allegations that Bikoy was in fact created by the Duterte administration to harass its critics.
Ha ha ha. That's my response. The opposition has been harassing this government, this administration. They're the ones sowing intrigues, as we have repeatedly said. People will always deny, but as I said, we'll have to wait for Bikoy or Advincula to substantiate his charges.
The Justice Department urges Advincula to cooperate in its investigation. For News 5, Roy Sasnagit, we are One News.
Vice President Leni Robredo denies Advincula's allegations and insists that she will never be part of an ouster plot against Duterte. Liberal Party President Kiko Pangilinan also chimed in and said Bikoy's supposed surrender is just a move to cover up the corruption within the administration. Marian Enriquez with the story.
Vice President Leni Robredo says she has never met Peter Advincula alias Bikoy. Advincula now claims that his allegations in his narcolist videos against President Duterte's circle are lies orchestrated by the Liberal Party.
First time ko siya nakita nung nag-press con siya sa IBP. Kaya yung sa akin, yung accusations na yun dahil hindi totoo, handa akong humarap sa kahit anong forum, handa akong humarap sa kahit anong investigasyon kasi panatag yung kalooban ko sa katotohanan.
Robredo says she will never be part of a destabilization plot against the president. She adds that it is unfair for the Liberal Party to be tagged in this kind of controversy.
Kung ito ay harassment, kung ito ay ginagawang paraan para lalong yurakan at tapakan yung Liberal Party o kami nasa oposisyon, gusto ko lang sabihin sa ating mga kasama na hindi ito magiging dahilan para magpapatinag tayo.
Liberal Party President Senator Francis Pangilinan also denies having a hand on the Bikoy videos and the alleged ouster plot. He said these are lies meant to cover up the failures and corruption of the government. Akbayan Senator Risa Hontiveros, who is now also being charged by Advincula, hit back at how the administration was quick to shoot down his credibility when Bikoy's video came out. But now that he retracted and accused the opposition, all of a sudden, his credibility was restored. For Magdalo Senator Antonio Trillanes, this could be another ploy of the administration to harass the opposition. Flag Chairman and Ocho Derecho Senatorial Bet Attorney Shal Jokno was also dragged in the issue. Jokno denies having Advincula as a client, as they turned the case down and referred it to the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Has accepted the petition of resigned National Youth Commissioner Ronald Kadima to be the substitute nominee for Duterte Youth Party list. But it's still too early for him to celebrate, as the controversy regarding his qualification has yet to be resolved by the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal. Patricia Mangune has the report.
The COMELEC has proclaimed the 51 winning party list groups. Nominees from the party lists will take 61 seats in the lower house of the 18th Congress. 3 each will come from the top 2 party lists, ACT, CIS, and Bayan Muna. 2 each from Ako Bicol, Sibak, Ang Probinsyano, One Pacman, Marino, and Probinsyano Ako. While 43 party lists will have 1 seat each. But the issue of who will actually sit among the party list nominees remains unclear.
Ang gusto namin i-emphasize, ang pinroclaim namin kanina is the party list. Not necessarily the nominees. So like the issue of senior citizen, dalawang faction yun eh.
Okay.
So hindi pa natin alam kung sino sa kanila kasi under protest pa yung mga nominees nila.
Duterte Youth is one of the winning party lists where former National Youth Commission head Ronald Kadima seeks to be a substitute candidate to replace his wife. COMELEC Chairman Abbas confirmed that the ANBank ruled in favor of accepting Kardima's application for substitution. He said it was submitted within the deadline before Election Day, even if it was received on a Sunday, May 12, and outside regular office hours.
Ang issue lang doon is kung whether or not nakahamol yung substitution niya. And under the rules, before election, nakapaghain nga sila.
Under COMELEC Resolution 10420, the deadline of filing for substitutions was set until midday of Election Day. COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon clarified the decision was not an approval of Kardima's bid to be a substitute party list candidate.
Giving due course to an application does not mean that we approve his application for substitution. It doesn't mean that he's already substituted as nominee. It only means that we accepted, or if that resolution comes out, it only means due course means that the COMELEC accepted his application for substitution.
The COMELEC is set to study the opposition petitions who are against Kardima's substitution. One of the issues to be resolved is whether Kardima's age qualifies him to be a representative of a youth sector party list, which, under the Party List System Act, should be not more than 30 years old.
33 years old na po siya, which means na masyado na siyang matanda para maging representante ng isang youth party list.
News 5 is still seeking Kardima's side on the issue. For News 5, Patricia Mangune, we are One News.
Meanwhile, here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Now that the election season is over, the COMELEC is getting ready to face Senate for an investigation over the technical glitches that marred during the midterm polls. The COMELEC says it will conduct a post-election assessment in preparation for the probe, although they insist that the election has been successful and credible. The poll body says that while there were glitches, what's more important is there was no cheating happened. The Asian Development is backing a monumental rail project in Central Luzon. The ADB says it's allotting $2.75 billion or 144 billion pesos for the construction of the Malolos-Clark Railway project, which is part of an even bigger railway plan seeking to connect the new Clark City in Tarlac down to Calamba, Laguna in the south. The Malolos-Clark section will be linked to the LRT-1 Blumentritt station, effectively reducing travel time from Manila to Clark Airport to less than 1 hour compared to the 2 to 3 hours by car or by a bus. The section of the north to south commuter railway plan is expected to be partially operational by 2022. The Canadian government has offered to take back tons of its garbage by the end of June. But Malacanang says, don't bother. Palace earlier said that the president doesn't want to wait any longer to get the trash out of the Philippine shores. The Philippine government is likewise ready to shoulder all the expenses in repatriating the trash. President Duterte even renewed his rhetoric, threatening to dump the trash on Canada's coast if Ottawa doesn't accept back their garbage. A new batch of container full of garbage just landed in the Philippines, this time from Australia. The only difference now is that the government says this shipment isn't violating any rules. Shyla Francisco has the story.
Blocks of shredded waste were found inside 7 container vans inspected by the Bureau of Customs in the port of Tagoloan, Misamis Oriental. The shredded waste included textiles, plastic and wood, among others.
Napakabaho. Unbearable ang smell. So, ano ba ang madadama sa basura? Di ba napakabaho? So, yun muna. Pangalawa, dinurog, nakita mo ang mga materials sa iba-iba na nakasupot na basura. Merong malaking danger sa kapaligiran at sa kalusugan.
The container vans arrived at the Mindanao International Container Terminal this month from Australia. But port collectors red-flagged the cargo due to a discrepancy in the declaration. Several documents showed the contents were declared as either processed engineered fuel or municipal waste.
Sabi nila, yan ay giniling, yan ay pre-process, pero basura pa rin. Ang tanong, pareho ba yan dalawang yan? No? Ang pinagpipilitan nila, pareho daw yan. But we beg to disagree. Because garbage is garbage, fuel is fuel. Now, dahil sa nakita namin, merong discrepancy sa deklarasyon na hindi dapat mangyari, yan ay violation sa batas.
The Environment Department, however, disagrees and sees no violations. In a letter dated May 21, the Environmental Management Bureau said it has no objections to the importation since the products have undergone pre-processing in Australia before they were sent to the country. The waste is also within the criteria set by the DNR, which conducted an inspection of the cargo last week.
Hindi siya yung toxic or hazardous waste na in-import. Based on the preliminary investigation, we can say na legal siya.
The DNR insists importing processed engineered fuel or PEF, which is used as an alternative fuel in making cement, is allowed. Meanwhile, Holcim Philippines, the consignee of the shipment, stressed that the materials were accurately declared as processed engineered fuel. The firm notes that the use of PEFs is pursuant to its efforts to address global waste. Holcim added that Philippine authorities have approved the use of the alternative fuel technology. Currently, the vans are on hold, pending further investigation and waste analysis to determine if there are other violations of environmental laws. Shyla Francisco, VR1 News.
Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. The Gilas Pilipinas women's 3x3 squad is advancing to the main draw after crushing Vanuatu 22-5 on Thursday. The national team remained undefeated with Janine Puntejos dropping 11 points against their opponents. And because of their decisive win, the Gilas Bells are set to compete in Pool C of the 2019 FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup together with Japan and Sri Lanka. After falling short in their first 2 games, the Gilas Pilipinas men's 3x3 team staged a comeback and went on a roll in the second day of the competition. Playing without a substitute or with Richie Rivero still recovering from an injury, RJ Barrientos, Ryan Amsali, and Barkley Ibona took on the undefeated Iran squad that towered over them. Philippines dealt with Iran their first loss of the tournament at 21-19 with Barrientos leading the charge. Gilas followed up with another victory after defeating Samoa 22-15 with the guard once again landing a killer blow.
Para sa mga batang ito, sakripisyo, oras, saka yung samahan, I think ito na yung resulta ng sakripisyo nila ng higit sa buwan. So lahat ito para sa kanila, lahat ito para kay Richie, lahat ito para sa mga kababayan nating mga sa Manila, naniwala sa kanilang kakayahan at yung sakripisyo talaga. Walang iba kundi sila lang talagang trumabaho.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.